Hey everybody, I'm Matthew Sauve. I'm the guitarist with the metal and rock band Lasting Eternity. Anyways, today we're going to talk about the basics of metal, muting. And I'm 16, and I've been playing for a little over a year. I'd say a year and 3 months now, and I've learned a lot. You would not believe how much you can learn if you just put your time and effort into it. Anyways, muting is something you'll hear a lot in metal, hard rock, mostly metal, in metalcore or death metal, deathcore, stuff like that. Mostly in metal. Some hard rock will have it, but not as much. Palm muting is basically, muting is basically where you're just covering the strings while playing it. So I'm playing a muted power chord right now. I'm in drop D and I'm playing a D power chord, muted. So what I'm doing right now is I'm simply using my finger to cover the strings, and I'm not pushing on it. If I was pushing on it, it would sound like this. I'm just muting it. And to mute it, all you gotta do is put your finger on it lightly. You don't have to push on it or anything. Don't actually break it, ring out, just mute it. And heavy metal, you'll hear a lot of that. It adds a lot of flavor to your sound. Alright, in a lot of metal too, there's alternate picking. And alternate picking and muting go hand in hand with each other because in metal you hear a lot of what I like to call triplets, and they sound like this. It's just 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 over and over. Anyways, to play that fast though, a lot of people have difficulties with it, or some people just think it's really difficult, or that there's some kind of secret or technique to it. There's no secret to it. There is a technique. When you're playing guitar, a lot of people, when they play down. Alternate picking is playing up and down. And this is really handy because when you play up and down, you get something that sounds like this. If I was just to play down, it would just sound like this. You're not moving as fast, you're not getting as much kick and bang for your buck. It's way more efficient to just up and down. Anyways, when you play alternate picking too, you're going to notice that once you start getting really fast, because at first you're just going to do it slowly to practice, you'll be like, but eventually you're going to start speeding up. And when you're alternate picking and you're going fast, you're going to notice that holding the pick parallel to the strings isn't going to work. You're going to get something that sounds like this. If I play it with parallel to the strings, which is the pick just like this to the strings, you're going to hear something that sounds like this, kind of. It doesn't sound good. What happens is you're hitting it too much, and there's kind of like a feedback. There's a feedback when after you hit the string, and it wants to kind of keep going. It's like when you get in a car crash. Centrifugal force. Anyways, the trick to that is when you start to get really fast, you're going to want to tilt your pick. But don't go, some people think that when I say tilt, they mean to go like this with your pick. And from this to this. And that's not what I meant. When I say to tilt your pick, I mean you got to take your pick and go from this parallel with the strings kind of idea to this. Just go diagonal to the strings. Diagonally. When you play it like this, what happens is you actually, I don't know if you guys can see it, I'll try to make the pick more visible, but if I play like that, the pick just glides over the string. And that's what you want. Another thing too when alternate picking is some people, they do alternate picking, but there's something called economy of motion that a lot of guitarists talk about, especially in theory. Economy of motion means you don't need, you don't need more than what you need, basically. When your economy of motion basically means, if economy of motion wasn't around, to put it, an example would be something like this. If you're playing without economy of motion, I am playing up and down, but I'm using more than I need. In economy of motion, it only takes a small flick to ring the string out. You don't have to play hard, you don't have to play soft. To play louder, it's an electric guitar, buddy. Turn the amp up. That's what it's for. So, all you use is this little flick. That's all you need. So remember that. Economy of motion with alternate picking. You don't need a whole bunch. So, when you're palm muting too, when you thread out, just practice going up and down while kind of resting your hand just kind of where the bridge is, but just barely on the strings. And you'll get a nice, it's like a semi, because if you're muting it a lot, it's just going to sound like, you don't want that. You want it kind of not completely muted, you want it in between. So you're going to want just a little bit right by the bridge down here. It's going to sound good that way, because you still have a little bit of ringing, but it's still muted. It's not ringing out completely like. Anyways, so just palm mute with your hand and practice going up and down with an open string. Now practice making it faster, slowly, basically speeding it up as time goes by. It's not bad. Remember to keep your pick on that diagonal angle to the string so you can simply roll over the string. It makes it much easier. And that's all there really much is to it. You can do a lot with muting and alternate picking. Anyways, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you guys listen to some of our music. It's not bad stuff. Anyways, have a good day, rock on, and practice makes perfect.